Hi everybody, good afternoon. I hope you all can hear me clearly and see the PPT. A quick confirmation whether you all can hear me. Okay, so hi everyone, yeah. Okay, I think people can hear me now. I've received some comments there. Okay, so we'll be doing Algebra Reviser today. The session will be approximately for 4 hours. It will be uh, around 40 to 50 questions. I've sorted out the questions based on last few years CAT paper. Okay, somebody saying video echo हो रहा है. I'll get that checked. So I'll just put that up. Let me just get that here. We'll get that sorted. Don't worry. Just okay. So during the session, you're allowed to ask me questions around CAD prep, whatever you want to discuss. All those things we'll discuss. I'll try and answer as many comments as I can, as I usually do. So whatever, if people who've seen my sessions earlier will know that I try and answer as many questions as possible. Okay. So there is some echo. That's what students are saying. Okay. So we just try that. Just give us 2 minutes. We're just trying to get the echo problem solved. Okay. These are some more sessions which should be happening in the next 7-8 days. So just wait. Yeah. Before I start the actual session, the echo will be taken care of. So just give us 5 minutes. As I said, these are the actual sessions which will happen over the last 7-8 days. So okay, this is the yeah. Once again. Just let me know is the echo taken care of. Just let me know echo improved or not. Okay, great. So I've heard most of the comments saying all clear. Yeah, there is some buzzing now. That's an issue that will be taken care of shortly. So this is the breakup approximately in the last couple of years CAT paper. The breakup of the areas. Obviously, algebra being a very important area, arithmetic clearly being the most important area. I will never argue with that. I believe arithmetic is the most important area. But right now, today we're going to work on algebra. Okay. Within algebra, depending on what you want to call which area, these are the type of questions which have been asked over the last few years. Somebody would want to call surds and indices and logs maybe into number system. Then that weightage goes up accordingly. Other all questions are definitely from this topics only. Okay. I most of them have said echo is gone, so please maybe you'll need to check. So I'll start with questions. Our process also will be something like that we'll go ahead slowly. We'll take up the easier questions first, and then towards the end there'll be slightly more difficult questions. Okay. One more thing, understand it is not that you will do towards the end when you're doing revisers. It is not possible to do only one area. You might need little bit geometry in the algebra question. You might need little bit percentages also, and you will need everything. No doubt about it that this is going to be a mixture. In fact, there are some sequence and series questions also which I put in, which can be solved using algebra also, and can be solved using directly sequence and series also. Okay, let's start with the first question. The first question is a man is based. So, with every question, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some time to first have a look at the question, try the question, and then we'll start. I don't believe in that. I should just start the question. So, read the question. You have a couple of minutes. Done. I will also explain some basic concepts as I keep going ahead. Don't worry about that. So, first question is there on your screen. Let's start. Anybody wants to talk about the answers for that question? So this question, you can make equations and solve whatever way you want to look at it. Let's start. You can definitely use options and try that. Okay, I think the noise issue is also, I think, more or less taken care of now. Okay, a lot of people have given the answers. A man is paid on daily wages basis. However, for each day he's absent, he's fined a certain amount, which is equal to one tenth of his daily wage. So there are some amount of wages he has, and there is a fine he has. Now the fine is one tenth of the wages. Now understand, it is always better to avoid fractions. Hence, what I will do, I will take the fine as x and the wages as 10x. Since I'm using algebra and solving it, in the month of May, how many days does May have? May will have 31 days. He was paid 1998 after deducting a fine of 72 rupees. So total fine was 72 rupees. Okay. Now, find the number of days for which he was absent. Let's start with this. Now, if you start with, say, he was present for and absent for how many days? So if he's absent for y days, he's present for 31 minus y days. If he's absent for y days, he's present for 31 minus y days. X into y becomes 72 because that's the total fine he's paying. If you are using equations, there will be other approaches also for this question. And next, what will happen? Now let's understand. This equation you can use options. Now you can see if x into y is 72, 5, 7 and 10. More or less cannot be the answers. Okay. So let's work with 6. Suppose if you're working with 6. I know that's not the answer. Most of the people have given the answers there. Okay, there's some still complaint on voice. Okay, we'll take a pause for a minute. So, yeah, they're trying to work on the voice. Okay, let's see whether you all can hear me now. I think most of the things have been checked for. So if I took the number of days for which he was absent as 6, which means what happens over here, see, also understand that he was paid 1998 after deducting the fine. So what was the payment actually without the fine? 1998 plus 72, which will be 2070. The payment, if there was no fine, would have been 2070. That will become a second equation. So a lot of people are saying, no, sir, why is this in this algebra? So it will be 10x into 31 minus y is also equal to 2070. And you have these two equations because you will already have xy. If you cut the 0 out, you get x that is 31x minus xy is equal to 207. Put the value of xy which you have 72. Therefore, 31x is equal to 279. 31x is equal to 279 and you get the value of x directly as 9. That's one method to do the question. Remember, these questions will have multiple approaches. You can do this with ratios, but I've got x9, so I've got y8, and that's my answer, which is the third option. Okay, I'll do that. I got the logic. Okay, moving on to the next question. Most of the people got this question. If not, we'll come back to it because there was so much issue at the start of the noise and all that. Let's have a look at the next question. Now, this is a very standard concept. Go through it first for a minute and then we'll check. Anybody wants to try the question? They haven't asked for the value of x. Read the question carefully. Okay, somebody saying answer is 25. Think a little bit. Is the answer 25? I don't think so. Now, what I normally do is when I want to explain this, somebody said, sir, please explain some concepts also. Let's say, suppose if this question was only these three values. Mod x minus 1 plus mod x minus 2 plus mod x minus 3. Let's understand only for three values. What would happen in this case? Take your number line, put 1, 2 and 3. Now the concept is if there are odd number of mods, listen to the concept carefully. If there are odd number of mods, that means 1, 2, 3, there are only 3 mods, right? Then the minimum value will happen when x is 2. The minimum value will happen when x is 2. That's a standard rule, you can take it from me. For any times if there are odd number of mods, okay? And there has to be a sum in between. So x is 2. So if I put x is 2 over here, what would be my minimum answer? 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. Because there's a mod, 2 minus 3 is minus 1. But the mod will make it plus 1. So your final answer becomes 2. Right? Now what happens in this case? Let's understand. In this case, there are 49 mods. We can see x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3. There are 49 mods. So if I do the same concept, the same logic, if I am applying, what will happen over here? On the number line, there will be 1, 2, 3, up till 49. And the middle one will be 25. So what will happen over here? That at x is equal to 25, the function will give a minimum value. So if I take x is 25, what will this mod give me? 24 plus 23 plus 21 plus 20 up till 0. When 25 minus 25 is 0. Plus again, then it will start increasing 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 25. Remember, there is no negative. All are mods, so there is no negative. So final answer will be 1 plus 2. There will be a 1 over here. So the final answer will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 24 2 times. Do we know the formula? N into n plus 1 upon 2. N into n plus 1 upon 2 into 2. 2 cuts out. 24 into 25 becomes 600. Which is your final answer for this question? Everybody is clear with this? Sorry, this will be 24, not 25. Huh? My bad. 25 minus 49 will be 24. Okay, somebody is asking what happens sir, when there are even terms. Good point. Let's discuss one extra example with even terms. I'll make a small question for this. I'll make it on the spot, so just pay attention over here. So suppose it was only till here. Mod x minus 1 plus mod x minus 2 plus mod x minus 3 plus mod x minus 4. What happens over here? You take 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now, what will happen over here that between 2 and 3 anywhere, you will get the minimum value. Between 2 and 3, it will happen anywhere. So you can take x as 2.5, you can take 2, you can take 3, anything you can take. Doesn't matter. So now anything between 2 and 3 will satisfy. So x can be between 2 and 3 anywhere. So if I took x as 2, let's see what happens. 2 minus 1 will give me 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. This is also 1 and this is also 2. So your final answer will be 3 plus 1, 4. If you had taken 3, also you should get the same answer. 3 minus 1, 2. 3 minus 2, 1. 0 and then 1, which is also 4. There is some noise in the AC that's buzzing. We'll get that sorted. Don't worry. Just it was sorted and something else has come back again. I know. We're trying to work on that. This is working fine now. Okay, let's go ahead. Very standard CAT question, a very old level CAT question, but they'd asked something similar recently also. Come on, try this. And try to do this question without options. Obviously, I could not keep this question without options over here, but you should try to do it without options. Yeah, this is a pretty easy question. We can also keep talking about whether it's a level A question, level B question, all that also we can keep talking about. So, one student found the roots as 7 and 5 and found that he had copied. So, when I write the quadratic equation, say ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Okay. He found that he had copied the coefficient of x incorrectly, which means he had copied b incorrectly, which means we know our properties alpha plus beta is minus b by a and alpha beta is c by a. These are very important properties. Now, if the sum of the roots is dependent on b and the first student has copied b incorrectly, you'll have to just ignore that. You can't take sum for this person, but his product is right. So for the first student, I get the product of the roots as 35. Product is 35. And for the second student, who's taken the roots as 8 and 12, for him the sum is correct. Sum is 20. So you have to be very careful with the signs. This is not your answer. Why? Because when we look at the signs, this is minus b by a and this is c by a, and therefore your final answer is option C. This is definitely a level A question, okay? Such questions you should get easily. Okay. This is a very straightforward method. I don't think so you really need one more method for this. Okay, so this is your next session, quant-based LRDI session is going to come up. So this those type of sessions where questions where LRDI where there is a lot of quant-based questions. Okay. Okay. Let's see the next one. There are a couple of approaches you can do this question with. Think a little bit and tell me what would be a slightly different approach than using A, B, C, alpha, beta, everything regularly and prime. Is there other method you can do? Very good. Somebody said the method which I was looking for. So let's talk about what I'm discussing. They have told us one of the root is 3 times the other. So instead of actually solving the question by the traditional method, what I can also do is I can assume alpha is 1 and beta is 3. If alpha is 1, beta is 3, we know sum of the roots will be 4 and product is 3. So this becomes my quadratic equation. Compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So a will be 1, b will be minus 4 and c will be 3. A is 1, b is minus 4, c is 3. Now we've got these 3 values. Can we now go and just compare in each of the options? So if I look at the first option, 3b square. B square is 16. 3b square becomes 48. And that same option is what? A. So most probably you can say A is the answer. It is not definitely. You'll have to go and check other options also. Like you can check over here, second option does not satisfy. B square is 16, 4ac is 12. So it does not satisfy. Here, so there is no way it will satisfy because B is negative. So this will not satisfy at all. And same logic applies over here because B is negative. Right hand side will be negative. It will not satisfy. So answer is the first option. This is the trick method. Can there be a method by which we can go with the traditional method? Okay. What will be the traditional method for this question? So we'll say alpha is equal to 3 beta. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a. And alpha beta is c by a. Now, in both the cases, instead of alpha, write 3 beta. What will you get? Here we will get 4 beta is equal to minus b by a. And here I will get beta alpha into 3 beta. So 3 beta into beta will become 3 beta square is c by a. Put the value of beta from here in the second equation. So this is the first equation. This is the second equation. Beta is negative b by 4a. So 3 into negative b by 4a, the whole square is c upon a. Solve that out. What will you get? 3 b square upon 16a square is c upon a. 1a cuts out. Cross multiply. You get the first answer. Exactly. That is why I said it is not the definite answer. And that is why I had kept the options. I had kept it and checked all the options. The first method is never a foolproof method. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. Read this, that's very important. Nobody's got the answer up till now. Okay, let's see what I would do with this question. Start with any random value of x where p and q will stay in the question. So, for example, I'm saying don't take x as 0. What will happen if you take x as 0? The problem is there will be no p and q left. So, let's try with x as 1. If I take x as 1, 1 raised to 4 will be 1 plus p plus q minus 56 plus 49 has to be a perfect square. This has to be a perfect square. So I'll get p plus q, 49 plus 1 is 50 minus 6 has to be a perfect square. At this stage also you can use options and then we can try with one more value. So if p plus q minus 6 has to be a perfect square, if I took the first option, 22 minus 6 is 16 because p plus q is 16. 16 minus 6 is 10. 10 is not a perfect square, not my answer. 30 minus 8 is 22. 22 minus 6 is 16. Can be my answer. Just hold on. 30 minus 6, 24. 24 minus 6, 18. Not my answer. 22 minus 8, 14. 14 minus 6, 8. Not your answer. Not a perfect square. And 8 minus 6, 2. Now tell me what would happen if there was more than one option satisfying. Then what I would do, I would take one more value of q, x. I would take say x as maybe 2 or x as minus 1 and just try it. Right now because only one option satisfied, answer is option B. Perfect. Let's go ahead. Next one. So Shreyesh, you asked a good question. Does 49 and x raised to 4 give you any hint? Yes, it does. You can try and work on the whole thing by trying to make it a say a plus b raised to 4. You can try that and see whether that works for you. A plus 7 raised to 4, you can try. So good point, Shreyesh. Okay, here comes the tick cross method. So people who've studied with me earlier or seen any of my lectures earlier will know that I use a method called the tick cross method for such questions. So let's see what do we think. There is x over there for which I will put 0, x plus 1, so that will be minus 1 on the number line, x plus 3 will be minus 3 on the number line, and x minus 4, so 4 on the number line. Now pay attention carefully. Okay, they have asked for necessarily false. Remember that. Now, this question is more from the understanding the concept I've kept. Okay, a lot of questions can be asked around this. Now, if I take the rightmost area, if I take x more than 4, if I take say x more than 4, 5, 6, 7, any value, will it satisfy this inequality? Just say yes or no. If I take x as 5, 6, 7, anything, will it satisfy this inequality? Yes or no? It will satisfy. Why will it satisfy? Because all of them will become positive. So if I take x more than 4, everything is positive. So positive into positive into positive upon positive will be greater than 0. It will not satisfy over here. It will satisfy over here, not satisfy over here, and satisfy over here. This is the easiest way to do it. The tick cross method. If you take one tick, then the next one is always a cross, then a tick, then a cross, then a tick. That's the only thing you have to do. And now, for which of the range is the inequality false? So you can check for minus 3 to minus 1. It is not satisfying. Not satisfying for minus 3 to minus 1. And that is why answer is option A. Is that clear? Great. So I hope you are I would prefer that people don't put the same answer 5, 6 times, Okay, I'll repeat this method one more time and maybe create one more question around this for people who haven't done this. Yeah, this is a rule of thumb that one is tick, then the other will be cross. It's the rule of thumb. You can use it every single time. What if I made a question around this? Okay, let's make a question around this. ये options निकाल देते हैं. For x less than 10 and say less than minus greater than -5, how many integral solutions are possible? This is also out. Suppose this is the inequality. Question asked is, then how many integral solutions are possible? So let's try the same approach one more time. We'll have a 0, -1, -3, and a 4 over here. Satisfies, does not satisfy, satisfies, does not satisfy, and satisfies. So they are saying less than 10. Let's start with each area where satisfies there. Okay. So from 4 onwards, now remember 4 cannot satisfy, but because if I put x as 4, my denominator becomes 0. And we know when denominator becomes 0, answer is meaningless or infinite. So all that will not work. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. These 5 values. What about 0? If I take x as 0, the numerator becomes 0. Is 0 greater than 0? No. So 0 will not satisfy. What about -1? Same logic, -1 will also not satisfy. Anyway, -2, -3 so did not satisfy. Then I'll go on the other side, -4 and -5. -4 will satisfy. -5 will also not satisfy because same logic. If I take, -5 will also satisfy, sorry. -5 will also satisfy because once I take -5, everything is negative. 4 negatives will give you a positive. So I'll repeat myself, 0 will not satisfy, -1 will not satisfy, -3 will not satisfy, and 4 will not satisfy. Okay? 6 or 7 values. Oh, -5 is not included in the range. I had given less than. So -5 is not included in the range. So answer is 6. It is not included in the range because we had been given. Now, so you have to learn to make the way small variations. What happens if this becomes greater than or equal to 0? So I'll just change the color and explain over here one more time. What happens if this was greater than or equal to 0? What will change? Learn these things. It's a good topic to know. Okay? We'll come across with maybe one more question later on this type. So just hope. Wait. Okay, this I have already done. So I think you all should get this very quickly. Maximum 30 seconds to this question. We've already finished this earlier. Okay, very standard question. So nothing much to discuss. +5, so -5 on the number line. +3, so -3 on the number line. Plus -2, so +2 on the number line. 3 mods, centermost mod will always give you the answer. So at x is equal to -3, this distance is 2, this distance is 5, answer is 7. And you should also get it in the exam. If something like this comes in any of the exams, then you should get it like within 20-30 seconds. Okay? Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, anybody's got the answer? Think a little bit carefully. A lot of people are giving differing answers. I want to know how many real roots. Okay, let's see. Obviously, you'll start by taking let x cube is equal to a. So your question becomes a square plus a. If x cube is a, therefore x raised to 6 will be a square. A square plus a minus 2 is 0. Take the factors, what you'll get? You'll get a plus 2 into a minus 1 is equal to 0. So a is 1 or a is minus 2. Now, over here, a lot of people will make mistakes, so pay attention carefully. If a is 1, what do we have? We have x cube is a. Now, cube root of 1. Cube root of 1 can be only 1. There can be only one answer. Normally, if there is an engineer over here or people who have done maths in 12th well, will know that there are two other answers, but they're not real. So if I take only one answer, I'll get a is 1 over here. What about this one? X cube is minus 2. Will there be a real root to this? Again, there will be three roots to this, but will there be at least one real root to this? X cube is equal to minus 2. Yes, I want to hear in the chat. Okay. Yeah, the omega and omega square, so we know they are not real. That is okay out. That is out. What about x cube is minus 2? Now I'm just asking you carefully. Think a little bit. If x cube is minus 8, what does it have one real root? Think a little bit. X cube is minus 8. Will it have one real root? Maybe it is difficult to understand over here. Think here. You all will understand. What is minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2? It is minus 8, no? Then, if it is possible over here, why is it not possible over here? It will be some decimal value. They are asking for real roots, right? So, the answer over here will be negative of cube root of 2, which is a real number. Cube root of 2 will definitely be a real number. Negative of that also will be a real number. So, answer will not be 1, answer will be 2. Now, do you realize not a very difficult sum, but just because we were not paying attention. Because if it was square root, then the answer would have been, this would not be real. Like if x square was minus 2, we know that there is no real root. But if x cube is minus 2, there will be one real root. And that is what you'll have to be very careful about. Okay. Also remember, just to tell you that this is actual CAT question. It has been asked in CAT earlier. Let's go ahead. Okay, I had put a couple of questions of coordinate geometry because coordinate geometry is always a little bit debatable. Where does it come? Does it come more in algebra, more in geometry? So otherwise, just take it with a pinch of salt that you're doing a little bit geometry revision also. Non-real roots तो will be very difficult to figure out. Why do you want to work on that? उतना कैट में नहीं आने वाला है. Standard question, more a conceptual question. I have kept this question just to see whether you all know the concept or not. Just get the concept right. Concept is distance is C1 minus C2 upon root of A square plus B square in mod. So what do we get? If I take C1 as 4 and this as minus 2, so I'll get 4 minus minus 2, 6 upon root of 1 square plus 1 square. So 6 upon root 2. Oh, there is no option over here satisfying. I think they made a mistake in putting the options. Somebody messed up while typing. 3 root 2. I'm so sorry about the options. Maybe one of the options should have been 3 root 2. There's a typing error by somebody. No worries. That's okay. 6 upon root 2 becomes 3 root 2. So what is this concept? Distance between two parallel lines. Let me explain the concept first again. Shall I clear? I'm clearing this part of the screen out. You all can see it later if you all want. The concept is distance between two parallel lines. Now, how do I know that these two lines are parallel? Their slope is same, x plus y, x plus y. So both the lines are parallel. Distance between them is given by the formula mod of C1 minus C2 upon root of A square plus B square. Okay. I just explained how the lines are parallel. How are the lines parallel? X plus y, x plus y. So their slope is same. What is slope? How do you find slope? You can write y is equal to mx plus ck form में slope is equal to negative b upon a. It's a lot of other different approaches you can do, but you can clearly see x plus y both given straight away. That means the lines are parallel. One more concept related to this is there's only one line, and if they ask you distance from the origin, if there's only one line, if they ask you distance from the origin, then the formula will be distance is equal to mod of c upon root of a square plus b square. Yeah, perfect. These are not the same lines. These are parallel lines. Okay, let's go ahead. Yes, anybody wants to talk about how they've done this question? X1 into x2 is 35. We know x3 into x4 will be negative 7, and x3 plus x4 will be positive. 1 second, I'll just erase that. will be positive 7 and x3 into x4 will be k. So what do I need? I need two numbers whose product is 35 and their sum is k, and two numbers whose sum is 7 and their product is k. Is that possible? Answer will be none of the above, because this is not going to be possible. If you think carefully, if you take a value over here, if you take any value where x1 into x2 is 35, what will you get for k? Think a little bit from maxima minima also. If x1 into x2 is 35, what will be the minimum value you will get for k? Perfect. No numbers will exist. Okay. Let's go ahead. One nice interesting question. Do it very carefully. Slightly difficult question. Do it very carefully. I would like you to do it very carefully. Try and use this property. Good. Couple of people are giving me the right answer. Now, how do you do arithmetic mean greater than or equal to geometric mean? Suppose the two terms are x and 30 upon x. So we say x plus 30 upon x upon 2 becomes the arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to the geometric mean. What will be the geometric mean? Square root of x into 30 upon x, x cut. So whatever I want to find, I'm just going to call it is given that as y. So y is greater than or equal to 2 root 30. If I take the 2 inside, it will become 4. So y is greater than or equal to 120. Y is greater than or equal to 120. Now greater than or equal to 120. Now look at this very carefully, okay? What do we want to know? Y has to be greater than or equal to square root of 120. Now square root of 120 we know is approximately 11, not exactly but very close to 11. So what will we get? Answer will come out to be minus 11, and you think and tell me why minus 11. Okay, because greater than or equal to 120. If you take 13 or negative 13, it will not satisfy. Negative 14 will not satisfy, because they want the greatest integral value. So this will be your answer. The video is off. Is there an issue? Now it's on. Okay, it's on again. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Okay. When do we use the concept of a good question? Somebody's asked. When do we use the concept of arithmetic mean greater than or equal to geometric mean? You know, I'll just give you my logic of how I work on it. I look at if my geometric mean is going to come out as a whole number. If my geometric mean, if or using that property, if I'm able to get the right hand side as a whole number, this method will always work. By the way, you can do this with derivatives also. Okay, let's see how would you do this for derivatives also with using derivatives. What will be the derivative? Y dash is equal to 1 minus 30 upon x square. Using derivatives, you'll have to take this equal to 0. So 1 minus 30 upon x square is 0. 1 is equal to 30 upon x square. X square is 30. X is root 30. Okay, x is root 30. Put it in the question. So we'll get 30 upon root 30 is root 30 plus root 30, which will come to 2 root 30, which is root 120 again, giving you the second option. So anybody who understands derivative, this is also one method, but I prefer the AM greater than or equal to GM method. Okay. Next one. Read carefully. They've asked for maximum value. Yes, Aryan, but that will work only for students who understand derivatives. There are a lot of students who have not taken maths in 11, 12. For them, understanding derivative becomes very difficult. Because it has to be greater than root 120. And options were all negative. Okay. Now understand in this case, both of them are mods. And because I want the maximum value and there's a negative in the between, this I have to maximize, while this I have to minimize. That's very important to understand that. Now, how do I maximize this first? Let's take this one. Okay, this will also help you as a concept, so pay attention very carefully. How to open up a mod with the inequality directly. Very easy method I'm going to show you. So, whenever you have a mod with a less than sign, what is, when you open up a mod, we have to take positive, negative. So, one side negative 9, the other side positive 9. And in between, you just put mod 2x minus 5. The mod will go away. Sorry, no mod. Okay. Now, what do? Add 5 on all sides. So if you add 5 over here, this becomes negative 4. And on that side, it will become 14. Divide by 2. You will get negative 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 7. Now, I want to maximize this. How will I maximize it? By taking x as 7. Because I want to maximize 2x minus 5. If I take x as 7, what will I get? Remember, I don't want to maximize, I want to maximize x. Sorry, we don't want to maximize 2x minus 5. So mod x maximum value will be 7. Now let's do the same thing for y. Negative 21 less than or equal to 4y minus 7 less than or equal to 21. Add 7. So we'll get negative 14 less than or equal to 4y less than or equal to 28. Divide by 4. Negative 7 upon 2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 7. Now, a very common mistake which people make. Let me explain one very common mistake. Okay? Lot of people think that they should take this value. But if I take this value, what will happen? Mod y will become 7 upon 2. And because of this 7 minus 7 upon 2, lot of people would have marked this as the answer, which is not correct. Let me explain why. Because the minimum value for any mod, what is the minimum value any mod can take? Always the minimum value any mod can take is 0. I have to always check, is 0 possible? Yes, 0 is possible because this range has 0. Therefore, minimum value of mod y will be 0. Mod y will be 0. So 7 minus 0 over here, what we have to find? 7 minus 0 is equal to 7, which is the option A. So don't make the mistake and don't mark C. Lot of people, I'm sure, would have thought a little bit on those lines and would have marked C. Okay, let's go ahead. Anybody, how would you go about this question? Okay, what you can do is you can find the value of a plus c in terms of b from here. So if I take this equation, I'll get a plus c is 25 minus b. So my question becomes 1 plus b into 25 plus 25 minus b, sorry, is equal to 144. Now after this, you can use options if you want. Suppose if I use options. Now see, using options is very smart over here. Pay attention very carefully. Now if I use 10, 10 plus 1 is 11. 144 is not divisible by 11. Doesn't look like the answer. 17. 17 plus 1 is 18. Is 18 divisible by 11? Yes, it is. So you should always check. If this was 18, this will be 8. So you know 1 plus b is 18. So b is 17. And the other. So what's the answer? Looks like this is the answer. 12 plus 1 is 13. Not the answer definitely. 8 plus 1, 9. And this is 16. Okay. So what will you get? Tell me. So b, in this case, b plus 1 is 9. B plus 1 is 9. So b becomes 8. And a plus c is 16. Because 25 minus b is 16. So a plus c. 16 plus 8 is not satisfying over here. That is why this is not the answer. Otherwise, obviously, you can make the quadratic equation and solve the whole thing also. How will you solve the quadratic equation? Let's continue with that method also. So I'm just going to erase a few things from here. 1 plus b into 25 minus b. 1 plus b into 25 minus b is 144. So we'll get a negative b square plus 25 minus b plus 25b is equal to 144. B square, this is plus 24b. So we'll go on the other side, become minus 24b. 144 minus 25. What is 144 minus 25? Are we making a mistake somewhere? Let me just check. Looks right. Right? Yeah. So plus 119. And therefore you get the factors 17 and 7. And you get your answer. Okay. Let's go ahead. Chalo. Next question. Oh, is the video gone? Somebody saying video is gone. It's okay. I hope you can see the screen. If you can see the screen, it's more than enough and you can hear me. It's okay. We'll get it sorted in some time. So what's the equation we have over here? We have 2x plus y is equal to 40. And where both x and y are positive integers. And x has to be less than or equal to y. So what I would do in this case, I would start with, because the equation is very straightforward. I would start with y as the largest value. Start with y as 40, x is 0. So no problem. I hope you know the rule, how this works. Let me explain this if you don't know the rule. 2x plus 1y. Now, the coefficient of x will impact y and the coefficient of y will impact x. If y can't go up, because if y goes up, it will be more than 40. So that's not possible. So y can go down. It will become 38. When this is 38, this will become 1 and so on. Now, if we keep doing this, you will get the logic. 36 pe this will become 2. 34 pe this will become 3. Now, when will x be equal to y? In fact, over here you will never get an answer that x is exactly equal to y, but x will be less than y. So, if I keep continuing this, if I take x to 10 say, so what will happen? If I take x to 10, what will happen? 20. Y will be 20. तो उससे भी और आगे है. If I take x to 15, y will become how much? 10, which is not possible. So think what will be the last value we can get, where x has to be less than or equal to y. I think it will be 13. 13 2s are 26 and y will be 14. So 2 13s are 26 plus y will be 14 and therefore x will be less than y. So x can take all values from 0 to 13. Have they said positive integers? Yes, they have said positive integers. So we can't take 0. So we will take 1 to 13. And that will be a solution. Not 0 to 13. Okay, 0 is not allowed because they have said positive integers. Okay, everybody got that? Let's go ahead. So answer is 13, 1 to 13, second option. Okay. A old cat question. Let's see how many people remember this and know this. This is not hit and trial. This is a standard approach. The other approach, if you want an exact way, because they had said x less than or equal to y, for the last value, what you can do if you want, you can take x is equal to y. What will you get? If x is equal to y, we'll get 2x plus 3, 1x will be 3x. 3x is equal to 40. So x is 13.33. So anything above 13 is not allowed clearly, and therefore last value for x will be 13. That's without hit and trial. Okay, next one. This should give you a pattern. F of 1 is given and so on till f of n. We need to find n square fn. No, 0 is not a positive integer, so that's why we didn't take 0. We took only 1 to 13. So if I take only two of them, f of 1 plus f of 2, it will give me 2 square, which is 4 into f of 2. So f of 1 will be 3 times f of 2. F of 1 will be 3 times f of 2. 3600 is 3 times f of 2. So first value was 3600. Divide by 3, f of 2 becomes 1200. Right? We got that first one. Now if I continue this, what will I get? F of 1 plus f of 2 plus f of 3. So f of 1 plus f of 2 I already know, 4800. So 4800 plus f of 3 will be 9f of 3. So 4800 is 8f of 3. F of 3 becomes 800. 4800 divided by 8, which will become 600. And so on, you will keep doing. You need to reach till f of 9. Remember, you need to reach till f of 9. Look for a pattern. If you get a pattern, that's great. What will be the next one? If you add all of these, this is 5400. So 5400 plus f of 4 will be 16 f of 4. So this will be equal to 15 f of 4. So that will give you what? 5400 divided by 15. That will be 15, 3s are 45, 9, so 6, 360. So are we getting any kind of pattern? Okay. Can you keep continuing this and get the answer? Now, a lot of people always have a query, sir, should I do such a question in the test? Because it is time consuming. See, if you know the pattern, if you understand the pattern, you will always get it. You've reached f of 4, reaching f of 9 will not take you too much time. Okay, answer is 80. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm sure you should be able to complete it off. Again, one old CAT question. I think this is CAT 2008. Yes, Rohit, that's the only approach there. Good, very important. A lot of people started getting the answer. If the roots, first of all, let's understand the concept. Suppose the three roots are, say, PQR. So what is sum of the roots? Sum of the roots is minus b by a. So in this case, a by 1. Taking two roots at a time. PQ plus PR plus QR is c by a. That will become b. And taking all three at a time, P into Q into R is equal to minus D by A. That will become C. Perfect. A lot of people have got the answer. Let's think a little bit. What have they asked us? What is the smallest value of B? So when is this smallest? Now, obviously, you know from here that the values have to be small. You have to do a little bit. Obviously, this question also had options. I purposely didn't keep options. Okay. So now if I look at this thing, you know that the values have to be small with three consecutive integers. So first thought hota hai ki yaar 0, 1, 2 try karte. So let's try 0, 1, 2. So if I take 0, 1 and 2, so I'll get 0 plus 2 is 2, the smallest possible value of B. But then you should always have a thought process that can I still reduce it by taking something negative also, right? Taking all three negative will have no meaning. So minus 1, 0 and 1. Minus 1, 0 and 1 will be the three integral values. So what will we get? Minus 1 into 0 will be 0. Minus 1 into 1 will be minus 1. And last one, 0 into 1 will be 0. So answer is minus 1. This is definitely smaller. So the smallest value of B will be minus 1. Understand, if you take all three negative, the value will keep increasing because negative into negative will become positive. Yes, perfect, Tejaswani. Exactly what I just said. Okay, one good maximum minima question. Not very difficult, but good question. Shreyas, that's a thing depending on how the test is. If it's a difficult test, I would have done it that time. Two people have given me the answer. Third one, good. Third, fourth. Okay. Understand, we want to minimize this. When will this whole thing be minimum? When x square minus 8x plus 20 is minimum. Now this is a quadratic. So the quadratic will be something like this. Couple of approaches. I'll maybe show you 3 approaches to how to actually get this minimum value. Everybody who has got a different way of learning can actually do it over here. Now this is a quadratic. It is always minimum at x is equal to minus b by 2a. It is always minimum at x is equal to minus b by 2a. So what is b? B is minus 8 and a is 1. So it will be minimum at x is equal to minus b, that will become 8 by 2, 4. So it is minimum at x is equal to 4. Yeah, I'll show you 3 methods. I told you I'll show you the perfect square method also. So x is 4. If I take x as 4, I'll get 16 minus 30. 16 minus 32 plus 20. That will be 36 minus 32, which will be 4. So y, basically your function ka value also comes 4, and 2 raised to 4 will become 16. This is method number 1. Okay, which I think is the easiest approach to do this. The second approach is using derivatives. If you take derivative over here, you'll get 2x minus 8 equals to 0. So x is equal to 4 directly. Third method is completing the squares. X square minus 8x plus 16 plus 4. इस मेथड का एक एडवांटेज क्या है? Pay attention. One major advantage of this method is that you directly know that this will be 0, means the largest value this can take is 0, or the smallest value it can take is 0, and therefore you directly get the y answer 4. So you can put 2 raised to 4. I like this method because of that. I don't have to do one extra step. Okay. We don't have to equate to 0 because that will give us the roots. We don't want the roots. We want to minimize the function. Okay. Let's see if anybody gets this one. More of a sequence and series question, but because there's an approach of completing the squares, I also prefer keeping it in algebra, keeping it in algebra also. The answer is a fraction. Okay, I'm telling you, I purposely didn't keep options. The answer is going to be a fraction. So don't look for a integral answer or don't look for a positive integer answer because I didn't keep options. Somebody wanted difficult question. Chalo, we've got the next difficult question. Up till now, not a single answer. Tanush, it is okay if you understand one method also, Tanush. There's no need to understand all the methods. Excellent. Study with Pratt, whoever that is. Excellent. Very good. Do it. Don't give me the method. Do the question. Very good. Nice. Third one, nice. Great. A lot of people have started getting it. So now I'm going to explain it. Pay attention. Now, 1 upon 2. 2 can be written as 1 into 2. 2 upon 8. 8 can be written as 2 into 4. 3 upon 28, which can be written as 4 into 7. लास्ट वाले पे थोड़ा मेहनत लगेगा. 10 upon 46 into 56. Okay, to get that 46, 56 will be slight hard work. Okay. Now, if you look very carefully, these numbers are repeating. 2 comes over here, 4 comes over here, next one will have a 7. Okay, and so on. Now, pay attention what happens in such a question. If you want the exact method, I'll show you the method, but I would hope that you remember only the shortcut over here. This can be written as 1 minus half. What can this be written as? Explain the next one. 2 upon 2 into 4. So this can be written as 1 upon 2 minus 1 upon 4. This can be written as 1 upon 4 minus 1 upon 7. Yes, I'm going to show the trick also. Somebody saying can't see you. Okay. Somebody will come and check that. It's okay. You all can see the question. That's more important. Seeing me is not so important. 1 upon 4 minus 1 upon 7. The next one will go to 1 upon 7 minus 1 upon 11. Up till the last one going to 1 upon 46 minus 1 upon 56. What happens when you open this up? Things start cutting out, like this cuts over here, this cuts over here, the next one cuts over here, and so on, till everything cuts out. We're left with only two terms. 1 minus 1 upon 56. Right? So answer becomes 55 upon 56. So this is the regular method. Now, can I show you the shortcut now if everybody's understood the regular method? Okay, I hope everybody's understood the regular method. Now, the other method to do this, obviously the first step has to be the same. The first step same hai. Now, the trick which I'm going to show, pay attention. The answer for such questions will always be sum of all numerators upon first term of first denominator multiply by last term of last denominator. First term of first denominator multiply by last term of last denominator. So, what will be the sum of all numerators? 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 10. How do you do 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 10? N into n plus 1 upon 2. That will become 55 upon 1 into 56. Answer is 55 upon 56. Got that, everybody? So this will work perfectly well if you have chosen the question properly. So here the difference between these two terms is over here. 4 and 7 ka difference is 3. 46 and 56 ka difference is 10, and so on. So I'll explain one more example with this type. When can it be used? Let me explain one more example. So 1 upon 1 into 2 plus 2 upon 2 into 3, 1 upon 1 into 3, 2 into 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 4 plus 1 upon 4 into 5. सिर्फ इतने के लिए try करते हैं and we'll check whether it is working. Okay, how to identify 46 into 56 is just basically you needed two numbers whose product was 2576 and difference is 10. So in short, x minus y was 10 and x into y was 2576. So calculator भी use कर सकते हो, quadratic भी बना सकते हो. So what will we get over here? Let's check. 1 plus 1 plus 1, 4 upon 1 into 5. Answer is 4 upon 5. Okay. Here you noticed the difference was always 1. So 1 upon इधर का difference भी 1 है, 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 and so on. Okay, let's go. This is the CAT 2022 question, I think so. Because the numerator was 10, no? Somebody asked, how do we know that the difference is 10? Because the numerator was 10. Yeah, this is an easy question, but understand CAT में easy questions आते हैं. We need to maximize and minimize the value of a plus b. So all those who've done this question got it very quickly. I'm happy that you've done it also. So what we do is take the equation a plus 2b is equal to 6. Write it as a plus b is equal to 6 minus b. So to maximize or minimize this, everything will depend upon b. Okay? Everything will depend upon b. So what is the minimum value b can take? Minimum value of b will be 0 because they have said non-negative real numbers. When they say non-negative, which means 0 is allowed. So minimum value of b will be 0. If minimum value of b is 0, therefore a plus b will be 6. That will be the maximum value of a plus b. Same way, what will be the maximum value of b? What will be the maximum value of b? Maximum value of b will be when a will be 0. Maximum value of b will be when a will be 0. So if a is 0, 2b will be 6, b will be 3. I'll repeat this. Maximum value of b will be when a is 0. So 2b is 6, so b is 3. Now if b is 3, a plus b will become 6 minus 3, 3. ये a plus b का minimum value हो गया. This was the maximum value of a plus b. This was the minimum value of a plus b. We want the average. So average is 6 plus 3 upon 2, 9 upon 2, 4.5, which is the second option. One more CAT question. Maximum value of a plus b. Somebody is asking me again, so I'm just explaining. Maximum value of a plus b when b is 0. So that becomes straight 6. See, we are going to put it over here. We are going to put it over here. When b is 0, a plus b is 6. When b is 3, a plus b is 3. Aditya, you're wrong. So somebody is asking, Soham, don't worry, I've recorded SimCat 20 and I've left. So I finished the whole season for you all. So you will see me in SimCat 20 videos also. Yes, Soham, I hope I've cleared your doubt. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let r and bc be real numbers if r and minus r are the roots of this equation. then what does C equal to? Now, basically, R and minus R both are the roots of this equation. Okay. So if I once put R and second time put minus R, what will I get? Let's check. When I say something is a root of an equation, it simply means that x ka value satisfies there. So I'm going to call the third root as k. After this question, just let me know whether the yellow marker looks better or the white marker looks better. So 5r cube plus c into r square minus 10r plus 9 is 0. Okay, now taking minus r, I'll get negative 5r cube plus c into r square plus 10r plus 9 is 0. Now, you want to find c. So, what will happen if you want to find c? You still don't know r, remember. So, you actually want, before finding r, you can't find c. You'll have to find r also. So, what will happen over here? If I add these equations, don't add, just think what will happen in your mind before if you add. If you add, you will have an equation where C and R both will remain. I want to find the value first of R. So I will not add, I will subtract the equations. So if I subtract the equations, what will happen? This cuts out, and I'm left with 10R cube minus 20R is 0, which is equal to 20R. 0, 0 cut. R cannot be 0, so R ones are R cuts out. So I've got R square is 1. I've got R square is 1. We'll see that later. R square is 1 now. So what have we got? You got R square ka value, put it in the question. You can get R also plus or minus 1. So R is plus or minus 1. Those are the two values they anyway told us. And you can put it directly now, put any one of them and get the value of C. So put R as 1. So you get 5 plus C minus 10 plus 9. Yeah, is equal to, no, I think there's some error. Okay, so sorry. I made a small error. C is not 9. C is they've asked for C. No, C is negative 9 upon 2. I'm just checking where is the error. I'll just R square is 1 तो ठीक है. So R is positive or negative 1 वो भी ठीक है. 5R cube plus CR square minus 10R plus 9 is 0. Negative 5R cube plus CR square. Yeah, I think I'm making. Oh yeah, sorry, I missed out the 2 over here. Oh, that. See, this is what bad handwriting does. You all keep saying, no, sir, exam में silly mistake होता है. So मेरा भी silly mistake हो गया. R square is 2. That is what bad handwriting does sometimes to you. R square is 2, so R is plus or minus root 2. And now put that value root 2 in the sum and you will get it. So you'll get 5 into root 2 the whole cube plus C into root 2 square minus 10 into root 2 plus 9 equals to 0. Solve that out, you'll get C is equal to negative 9 upon 2. Maybe Sukun, I think you should be happy if you're on the same page. I think this is the shortest method. If you Google up CAT22 slot 2 for this sum, I have actually, when I actually made the video solutions, I have done 3 methods. Thank you, Shashank. Yeah, you can do that. अगर तुमको, if you take these two equations and add them up, don't want to do the substitution, that method is also okay. Chalo, next question. So, what will you get now in this case? Anybody? Perfect. Tejaswani said it have real roots. Real root means delta is greater than or equal to 0. Not only greater than Tejaswani, it will be greater than or equal to 0. Okay. I hope you don't miss that out. Because of that, you can miss out one simple rule also. So delta is what? B square minus 4AC. Greater than or equal to 0. So look at the way I'm looking at the question. Okay. Pay attention carefully. So what I'm doing is, acha, by the way, first B square is what? It is in the form of AX square plus BX plus C only. So that's not a problem. So B square is greater than or equal to 4AC. B square upon 4 greater than or equal to 4 greater than AC. अब यहां से start thinking. If I take B1, what will happen? Will it satisfy? Because 1 upon 4, इसमें एक condition होना चाहिए था. A, B, C all belong to the set 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Once again, I think there's a data missing in this question. If both A and B belong to the set 1, 2, 3, 4, then the number of equations. Yeah, I exactly agree. C के बिना solve नहीं होगा. So this should be A, B, C, all three belong to the set 1, 2, 3, 4. So something is missing in this question. Maybe we'll come back towards at the end, but the method is this. Understand the approach to this question. The method is this basically, either C ka value has to be given or something has to be worked upon. So what did you assume, Karan? Can you tell me that? So somebody saying Karan or somebody saying we assume the value of C because he has done it earlier. Okay, so in this question they're saying C was given as 1. Chalo, try with C as 1. You'll at least we'll get something. Nothing wrong. Let's say C is exactly 1. Nothing wrong in that. I think the better question will come out, instead of taking C as exactly 1, say A, B, C, all three belong to this set. So A, B, C, all three belong to this set. Okay? That will be a better approach. Come on. Do it now and tell me. So if you take B as 1, the left hand side becomes 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4 greater than AC will never be possible. So for B as 1, there will be no answer. What about for BS2? So for BS2, what values will you get? Pay attention. No, it's not a C-level question. Let me explain. Maybe because of the data missing, we found it a little bit difficult. So if B is 2, what will happen now over here? What different values can you take for A and C? You can take 1, 1. That's the only answer you can take, 1 and 1. No other value will satisfy. 1, 2. Will 1, 2 satisfy? Yes, that will also satisfy. And 2, 1 will also satisfy because greater than or equal to, but. So this is 4 upon 4, 1. So these two will not satisfy. My bad. Only one value will satisfy, 1, 1. Take BS3. If you take BS3, 9 upon 4. 9 upon 4 is 2 point something, right? So you can know, you can go till 2. So you can go for 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. Next one, BS4. 4 square is 16. 16 upon 4 is 4. So till where can you go? You can go for a product till 4. So you can go for 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. You can also go for 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1. Now count how many answers do you have. Because these are repeated over here, so you will not count them again. So you'll count them only once. Or will you count them twice? Answer is not 7 or 8. Check properly. Will you count them once or twice? Tell me that. You will count them twice because B is different, so you get a different equation every time. They've asked for a different equation. So pay attention very carefully. Tejaswani, you made a mistake. I think the answer is 12. One answer over here, 3 answers over here, 4. 4 and I can see 8 over here. So answer is 12. Management minds, whoever you are, Y11, check here. Y8, still why people are saying 8. 12 values on the screen. 1 over here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, chalo, let's go ahead. Yes, anybody wants to explain what they've done over here? Some of you all have given the answer. Explain what you've done. No. So what happens when f of x plus y is equal to f of x plus f of y? What do you get? When f of x plus y is f of x plus f of y, you get a raised to x. How do you get f of x is a raised to x? Because a raised to x plus a raised to x आ जाएगा. And now what do you get? So a raised to 5 is 5. So what is a raised to minus 10 that way? Good. You can do that also. There's one more method to do this question. You can say let x be 5. So f of 5 plus f of 0 is equal to f of 5. F of 5 you know is 5. So 5 plus f of 0 is equal to f of 5, which is also 5. F of 0 becomes 0. But what then? I want people to think a little bit. Nobody's getting the answer. No. Answer will be 1 upon 25. Answer is going to be 1 upon 25 by what approach we used earlier. That was a better approach. Okay, f of x will be a raised to x. And it will be 5 raised to minus 2, which will become 1 upon 5 square, which will be 1 upon 25. Come on, next one. This question had an issue, so I'm just removing this question for now. Try the next one. Okay, we'll work that out again later, don't worry. इसमें I want you to do two questions. I want you to find the 50th term also, and I want you to find S50 also. So there will be two questions in this question. Good, Aryan. The first one is right. Aryan's given the right answer. Aryan, what about S50? Aryan, Sukun not 2 raised to 49, 49 raised to 2. Okay, couple of approaches for this question. Pay attention carefully. First approach, 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 13 plus 21. Find the difference over here. The difference is 2. Here the difference is 4. Here the difference is 6. Here the difference is 8. Okay. Difference of difference is 2, 2 and 2. Which means you know it's a quadratic equation. That means this can be solved using a quadratic. So one of the ways to do it is, this is a longer approach. I'm going to show you a shortcut also. Suppose if I take the function as ax square plus bx plus c. How do I know it is quadratic and not linear or not cubic? Because the second order is constant. The second order is constant. So I'm going to show you two approaches, so have patience. Okay. First, you put x as 1. So we know for the first value is 1. So if I put x as 1, I'll get a plus b plus c is 1. Take x as 2. So you'll get 4a plus b plus, plus b, right? Plus 2b plus c is equal to 3. And third equation will be 9a plus 3b plus c is equal to 7. 3 are more than enough because you have 3 variables. Now solve these equations. You have 3 variables, 3 equations, so you should be able to get the answer. Let's see what values you are getting. 4a plus 2b plus c is equal to 3 and 9a plus 3, and we have these equations. So if I subtract them, eliminate, first I can take these two equations, eliminate c. So I'll get 5a plus b is equal to 4. Okay. Now eliminate b and then you can get the values. So anybody got the values for ABC? Anybody's done this method? I don't want to solve the whole thing. Has anybody done this method, got the values for ABC? Okay. Solve this out and you will get the quadratic, and then you just have you will get the equation, so you just have to put n as 50 there. That's one of the methods. So 1 minus 1 and 1. Somebody's saying they've done that. They've got 1 minus 1 and 1. So a is 1, b is minus 1 and c is 1. That means my equation is x square minus x plus 1. Let's put x as 50 over here. 50 square minus 50 plus 1. That will give you the answer. So 2500 minus 49, which is coming out to be whatever, 2451. This method I don't like so much. I'll show you my method for this. Pay attention carefully. Everybody pay attention to this method. The method which I normally use. Difference is 2, difference is 4, difference is 6, difference is 8. Starting is same, obviously, 2, 2, 2. Now listen to this very carefully. When does this method work? This question, whenever this difference is exactly 2, there's a method, and 99% questions में यही आता है, difference 2 ही आता है. The first one can be written as 0 square plus 1. The second one can be written as 1 square plus 2, 2 square plus 3, plus 3 square plus 4, plus 4 square plus 5. So the 50th term will be 49 square plus 50. That's my method. Because the first term is 0, second term is 1, third term is 2, 50th term is 49 square plus 50. So what will that become? What is 49 square? 2401 plus 50, which is 2451. Is this shortcut clear, everybody? Please go through it carefully and tell me. This shortcut works only when the difference is 2. Yes, this can be applied only when the difference is 2. Is that clear? Now, How will I do the sum for this? Now for sum, I will do only 0 square plus 1 square plus 2 square up till 49 square. But for numbers, for the whole numbers, I'll do 1 to 50. 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 50. ये calculation थोड़ा सा बड़ा होगा. So I'll just write the equation. You can solve and tell me the answer. This is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up till 49 square. So number n is 49. N into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6 plus n into n plus 1 upon 2. 50 into 51 upon 2. This is 2 3s are 2 25s are 3 1s are 3 33s are 2 1s are 2 25s. Now this calculation, either I open the calculator or y'all open the calculator. Obviously we don't want to do directly. No, this is only for second order. So I'll open the calculator and just have a look at it quickly. ऐसे भी exam में भी you should do this with calculator only. 49 into 33 into 25. 40425 plus 25 into 51. 25 into 51. The whole thing adds up to, so 25 ones are 25, 1265, right? No, 1275. 25 ones are 25, 2 carry, 120, 1275. Answer is 41700. Had anybody got this answer? Let me know. If difference is 3, you can't use this method. You have to use method number 1. If difference is any other number, see, if difference is 4, there is no problem. If difference is 1, there is no problem because you can make it 2. Should I show you one more question where difference is 1 and how to make it 2? Is there a need or have you all understood? Okay, so I'll just try and quickly give you one more question where difference is 1 and how to make it 2. What if the question was 1 plus 2 plus 4, I think so. So यहाँ पे difference 1 है, यहाँ पे difference 2 है, right? Plus 7, no, 3, yeah, 7 plus 11. Now, what if you had this question? What if you had this question? How would you do this question? Same 50 terms. Find T50. Find the 50th term. How would you do that? So what I would do in this question, I realize the approach. ये तो 1 ही है. But the method which I explained works only for 2. The method which I just explained to you works only for 2. So I'll multiply by 2 and divide by 2. That means I'll write the question like this. Half into 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 14 plus 22 dash dash dash. Now what will I do? This is 2, 4, 6, 8. Difference is 2 to 2. So my method should work. First term I'll write 0 square plus 2. Second term I'll write 1 square plus 3. Third term I'll write as 2 square plus 4. And are you noticing it is working perfectly? Fourth term I'll write as 3 square plus whatever 5 and so on. Everybody understood? So now I don't need to continue doing this further. The method is same what we just learned behind. Otherwise we'll not be able to do more questions. Next question. Chalo, let's start. What's the issue? Why does it stop every time? Oh. No worries. So somebody is asking me, ये series कहाँ से आया? If you know derivatives really well, you will be able to do this question. You will be able to understand how the series works. How many integral values can this question take? The class will continue till exactly 4. Whatever do, or if I finish earlier, then great. I might just take up some method which I want to discuss, but otherwise it will continue till 4. Uh, you can do that, Harisha, or whoever that has asked me, Haria, Shritz, whatever, has asked me. But the problem with that is, then the question becomes too complicated. That's why I didn't show that approach. Hi, Lamin. How are you? Okay, so we've done this type of question earlier. What do we know in this question? So anywhere between 2 and 3 will give me the minimum value. So if I take x as 2 or 3 also will work. That gives me the minimum value. After that, you have to work out how many integral values will satisfy for less than 60, right? So between 2 and 3, let's understand what is the minimum value. So if I take x as 2, I'll get 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. How much is that? 3 plus 1, 4, 4 plus 5, 9. Right? Yes, this session will be available on YouTube later for you. I'll repeat this. When x is 2, what did I get? 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. That is 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 3, 9. So the minimum value of the function is 9, which is at x is equal to 2. You have to try and figure out till what range can I go on the left side and till what range can I go on the right side. Let's think. So यहाँ पे the answer is 9 and यहाँ पे भी the answer is 9. What happens over here? At x is 4, what will happen? What will be the new answer? For one value, you can try. So if x was 4, this will be 4 plus 1, 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 0 plus 1. So this will be 7, 7 plus 3, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So as you moved one place to the right, the answer increased by 2. Let's go through that one more time. 4, 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 2, whatever, 7 plus 2, 9, 9 plus 1, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. Right? So at this answer is 11. At this, the answer will be 13. Same logic will apply over here also. Here also, the answer will be 11 and 13. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values will definitely satisfy, no problem. The main thing starts after that. When I take x as 6, what will be the answer? Okay. When I take x as 6, no, this is not tick cross method over here. So when I take x as 6, what will happen? See, once you understand it, you will move faster. First time, because I'm explaining it, is taking time. So it will be 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. Right? So that will be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6. What answer will that give you? 21. So what has happened over here, you should understand that. 11, 11, 15, 15 plus 5, yeah, 21. Now you have increased by 8. Now you know you can go only up till 60. So you work that way. Same logic will apply on the left hand side also. If you had gone to -1 also, you would have got the same answer. So come on, now work this out and tell me what will you get. This will now increase by the same logic. Okay, एक second. I think there is 5 plus 4 plus. Okay, at this the answer is wrong. At that it will change more. It is not 13. Check that answer, everybody. For x is 5. 5 plus 4, 9. 9 plus 3, 12. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 1, 15. Here it becomes 15. So here also it will become 15. Because 4 mods will be there. Then 21. So here also 21. And so on. Now it will keep increasing by 6 because there are 6 mods. So final answer will come out to be 20 because you can now go till where you want less than 60 tak. And now you are going to increase by 666. 15 is the largest value you got over here. 15 ke baad, how many times can you go with 6 to your less than 60? 15 ke baad, how many times can you increase by 6? So you are still less than 60. 7 more times. Because 15 60 minus 15 is 45. And you can go 7 more times. Otherwise, you'll go become more. So you'll have 7 values on this side. Same way, 7 values on this side, 14. And these 6 values already had. So answer is 20. Including 21, you will go 7 more times. So 7 plus 7, 14. And in between ke 6 value already screen pe the. So that will become 20. Difficult question, but nice question. Go through it very carefully. Not 21 Ayush, 20 values. Okay. Yeah, you don't need to count 57 tak. You can just say, okay, less than 60 hai. Because I know if I take one more time, it will become more than 60. I'm going to give you the start one. You will try this on your own after this. So you can say x is equal to 2x minus mod of 120 minus 3x one time. Second time you can say minus x is equal to 2x minus mod of 120 minus 3x. And maybe in both of them you will get two solutions. So लग रहा है 4 solution, but थोड़ा सोचो. So what will be the next step over here? Mod 120 minus 3x is equal to 2x minus x, which is x. Open the mod up again. So 120 minus 3x is equal to x. 120 is equal to 4x. X is equal to 30. Very good. Second time, you can again open up this mod. Negative. So 120 minus 3x will be negative x. So 120 is equal to 2x. X is equal to 60. And third time, over here, mod of 120 minus 3x. Lot of people lose patience over here and mark answer as 4. 120 minus 3x is equal to, 3x. So once 120 minus 3x is equal to 3x. So 120 is equal to 6x. X is equal to 20. But next time, When you take this minus 3x, that becomes wrong. 120 minus 3x is equal to minus 3x is not possible. So there are three answers: 1, 2, and 3. Yes, Tejaswani, you should check them, so that's always easier. Okay, let's start the next one. Not needed, Sayan. It's a good habit, but not needed in this case. Only one solution, Aryan. I think there is one more solution. Good, Aryan. Okay, what you can do in this question, you can add both these equations. So you get xy plus xz plus y plus z is 60. If you take x common, you get y plus z plus y plus z is 60. Y plus z is common. So you have into x plus 1 is 60. Y plus z into x plus 1 is 60. You can write y plus z as 16 minus x. So you'll get 16 minus x into x plus 1 is 60. So what will you get if you open this bracket up? You'll get 16x plus 16 minus x square minus x is equal to 60. 0 is equal to x square. This is 15x, so it will become minus 15x on the other side. Plus 44 is equal to 0. Factors are pretty straightforward. X is 11 and x is 4. 11 4 are 44 and 11 plus 4 is 15. So x is 11 or x is 4. For both these values, now, depending on what they've asked you. See, this was a practice question. So we create questions which are not exactly cat. Question, they can't ask you compute all ordered pairs. They can ask you how many ordered pairs or whatever. So here, one thing we should realize that if x is 11 and x is 4, and if they ask how many pairs, I don't need to solve for y and z. Because if x is 11, I know y plus z is 5. Okay. And I can get something else also. X is 11. So I can get in the first equation, I'll get 11y plus z is 42. So I know this is a simultaneous equation. It will give me real roots. Second question के लिए x is 4. So y plus z is 12. Right? Because x plus y plus z is 16. And if you put x as 4, you'll get 4y plus z is 42. That's your second equation. So solving part, I'm sure you all can finish it off. Aryan has given us the answers. They are x is 4, y is 10, and 2 is one set of answers, and the other set of answers are 11. With 11, what are we getting? 3.7 and 1.3. Are you sure? Okay, if you'll say so. 3.7 and 1.3. Okay, great. Can we go ahead? So two solutions. Two solutions, we got both of them. Okay, before I go to the next question, since I wanted to just discuss something, just give me a second. I'm looking for an empty slide. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of students who've been with me must have seen this approach earlier, but for the others, I'm just going to show you a standard approach of how to solve simple quadratic equation. It might be useful somewhere. So if you've seen it and you feel that, sir, we've all seen it, don't need to see it again, I'll stop. Otherwise, I'll just explain it. Okay, just making up a question, so just give me a second. Okay. Others, Alamin has seen it because he was my student directly. Others can just tell me whether you'll have seen this. If you'll have seen this, I will just go ahead. Okay, quickly, one or two examples. How do you solve this? Like most of y'all will take factors of 192 and get it to that. So I've just created one approach over here. Forget the sign over here till there is positive over here. Just don't worry about the sign. 32. Break it up into two consecutive, two equal numbers. 16. 16s are. What is 16? 16s are 256. And now take this number and subtract from here. We get 64. So 16 16 are 256 minus 192 is 64. What is square root of 64? Plus and minus 8. Once add 8, once subtract 8. And you directly got your factors 24 and 8. That's it. Sum is over. Once add 8, once subtract 8. So you get 24 and 8. 24 8 is 192. Over. I'll discuss one or two other questions also with this so that people are clear. What happens when there is, say, odd number over here? With odd number is slightly difficult, not too much. I'm just going to make the question up, so it will take me a couple of seconds. Okay. So what will happen over here? Here you will break it up into two consecutive numbers. 31 you can't break it up as 15.5 and 15.5. But let's break it up into two consecutive numbers. So what will happen over here? 16 and 15. How much is 16? 15s are 240. 240 minus 108 will become how much? 132. What is square root of 132? We don't want the exact square root. Just give me the integral value. 11 का square root 11 का square 121, 12 का square 144. So this is 11 point something na. So you just take 11, add 11, subtract 11, 27 and 4 हो गया. No need of the 0.5 also. So just take 11, add 11, subtract 11. This will work every time the answer is a integral answer. This will work every time when the integral answers. Okay. Chalo, let's go back. Maybe at the end we'll take a couple of more depending on how much time we have left. Yeah, try this question. You can use it every time when the answer is going to be a proper integral answer. You can't use it when the answer is a non-rational number or something. Yes, you have to take two cases. Ten is the right answer. So 8 times, if m was say odd, if m is odd, m plus 1 is even. If m is odd, m plus 1 is even. So what will be this when it is even? This was the function n into n plus 1. So for m plus 1, it will become m plus 1 into m plus 2 minus f of m. M is even, so minus this m plus 3 is equal to 2. So you'll get 8 into m square plus 3m plus 2 minus m minus 3 is equal to 2. 8m square plus 24m plus 16 minus m minus 5, sorry, minus 3 is equal to 2. So you've got 8m square plus 24m. 16 minus 3 is 13. 13 minus 2 is 11. And this will become 23m plus 11 is 0. Just let me check this once more. Eight m square plus 24 minus 1, 23m. 16 minus 3, 13. 13 minus 2, 11 is 0. So what do you get over here? They had asked for a positive integer. What will we get over here? 88. 8 11s is 88. Will you get 88 and from 23? Anyway, you will not get a positive integer only. Na? The way the equation is, you will not get a positive integer. So no point checking this also further. Now let's take for odd. So taking m as even, taking m as even, what will I get? M plus 1 will be odd. So it will be 8 into m plus 4, 8 into m plus 4 minus f of m. That will be m into m plus 1 equals to 2. 8m plus 32 minus m square minus m is equal to 2. 0 is equal to m square. 7m minus 7m on the other side minus 30. Factors m minus 10, m plus 3 is equal to 0. M is 10, negative value is not needed, so m is 10 is the answer. Okay, let's go ahead. That coffee break I also need, I think so. I am also a little bit too tired. So okay, we'll do one thing. We'll take exactly a 5-minute break. Everybody can take a 5-minute coffee break and we'll come back in 5 minutes. वो आज वो आते हैं भैया आते हैं वो जो कॉफी वगैरह देते
किचन वाले भैया ना आते ही सबको भी चाहिए कॉल
है
करिएगा
पॉसिबल
हाँ पॉसिबल है क्या चाहिए आपको सर
कुछ भी कॉफी या कुछ भी हाँ
ब्लैक कॉफी या फिर ऐसे
नहीं रेगुलर कॉफी विदाउट शुगर
कॉफी
so because I've just taken a 5-minute break in the lecture. I've told them 5 minutes break,
श्योर
so we'll start in 5 minutes. Yeah,
सर वेयर विल यू बी
I'm taking my lecture from there. That one cabin is there in the corner left.
ओके
Mein. Okay.
फाइन आई लेट
Yeah. Okay, let's start. So, what have they told us in this question? A quadratic equation x square plus bx plus c has two real roots. So, we'll call the roots as alpha and beta. If the difference between the reciprocals of the root is 1 by 3, so 1 upon alpha minus 1 upon beta is 1 upon 3. Okay, the difference between the reciprocals of the roots is 1 by 3. And sum of the reciprocals of the square of the roots is 5 by 9. So 1 upon alpha square plus 1 upon beta square is 5 by 9. Right? What have they asked us for? Find the largest possible value of b plus c. Now, the largest possible value, I think that's not needed. We just have to worry about what is find b plus c. Now, what do we know the sum of the roots is? Sum of the roots is minus b by a. A is 1 in this case. So, alpha plus beta is minus b. And product of the roots is c by a. So, that will be c in this case. We want b plus c. That means we actually want to find alpha beta minus alpha plus beta. So this is a good way of always representing a question. You understood what the data is given and you understood what the question is asking you to do. So now you know you want to find alpha beta minus alpha plus beta. In short, maybe you want to find both of them separately. Okay, it's a slightly long sum. Pay attention carefully. So taking LCM in both these equations, I will get what? I'll get beta minus alpha into 3 is equal to alpha beta. Okay, and the second equation calcium, if I take, I'll get alpha square plus beta square into 9 is equal to 5 alpha square beta square. I can clearly see the relation over here that if I took square over here, lot of things on subtraction will go away. So I'll get 9 alpha square plus 9 beta square minus 18 alpha beta is equal to alpha square beta square. Okay. Here also I have 9 alpha square plus 9 beta square. So let's just replace this or subtract is going to be the same meaning. So just replace this with 5 alpha square beta square. So I'll get 5 alpha square beta square minus alpha square beta square is equal to 18 alpha beta. So I've got 4 alpha square beta square is 18 alpha beta. Alpha beta cut. Alpha beta is 18 upon 4, which is 9 upon 2. So we've already got alpha beta. If you put it very carefully in any of the equations, not that you'll get it directly, but you'll start getting a lot of things. So if you put it over here, you'll get alpha minus beta. Do you want to find alpha minus beta? No. You want to find alpha plus beta. So I don't think so you should put it over there. Yahan pe you will get square, but from square getting alpha plus beta will not be very difficult. Okay, so pay attention carefully. So I'll get 9 alpha square plus beta square is 5 into 9 by 2. 9 cuts on both sides. So I've got alpha square plus beta square is 5 by 2. Alpha square plus beta square is 5 by 2. Now, if I add 2 alpha beta on both sides, I will get a perfect square. So if I add 2 alpha beta on both sides, so left hand side, no space, so I'm just taking it here. So it will become alpha plus beta the whole square. I've added 2 alpha beta. Alpha beta is 9 by 2, so 2 alpha beta will be 9. 5 by 2 plus 9 will give me how much? 5 by 2 plus 9, that is 18. Some error there. Let me just check. Why is it not coming out exact? Alpha beta is 9 by 2. So alpha square plus b added 2 alpha beta. So 5 by 2 plus 9. कुछ तो छोटा सा calculation error हुआ है. Let me just check one more time. So till here we more or less get everything right. This I am not using now. Yeah, so what have I got? Let's just go through it one more time. We've got alpha beta is 9 by 2. Yeah, so 81 by 4, my bad. So 9 into alpha square plus beta square is 5 into 81 by 4. Okay, so 9 ones are 9 twos are. So alpha square plus beta square becomes 45 by 4, right? 45 by 4, we got that. Now add 2 alpha beta on both sides to get you alpha plus beta the whole square. 2 alpha beta is 9. So if I add 9 over here, so it will be 45 plus 36. It will be 81 by 4 again. So alpha plus beta is plus or minus 9 by 2. Because they've asked the largest possible value, you will now take alpha plus beta is negative 9 by 2. So you get 9 by 2 minus 9 by 2. So 9 by 2 plus 9 by 2 will become 9. So your final answer will be 9. I'll repeat this over here using another color marker. I know the space is a little bit mess. This is 9 by 2 minus 9 by 2. So 9 by 2 plus 9 by 2, answer will be 9. Everybody got that? Cool. Let's go ahead. Okay, next one. Some amount of logarithms, but more of algebra. The next master class I'll take, I'll put some more logs questions also. Logs is a very important topic. This is a slide. This is not more of a log question. It is both actually, logs and algebra both. I'm going to give you the first step. So split this up and get the factors directly. What will you get over here? You'll get 2x x plus 1 into 2x plus 5. Log of 2x square plus 7x plus 5 becomes log of x plus 1 into 2x plus 5. Log AB. What is log AB? Log A plus log B. So log x plus 1 plus log 2x plus 5 upon log x plus 1 log x plus 1 plus 2 times log ये x plus 1 था 2 नहीं था 2 times log x plus 1 upon log 2x plus 5 is equal to 4. This will become 1. That 1 goes on the other side. 4 minus 1 is 3. So this is gone. If I take this whole thing as a, so I've got a plus 2 upon a is 3. Make the quadratic and solve it. So I'll get a square plus a square minus 3a plus 2 is 0. A square minus 3a plus 2 is 0. A minus 2 into a minus 1 is 0. A is 2 or a is 1. Now what we need to check, even after this we need to check the question. You can't just leave the question. You can't just say okay, done, there are 2 answers, because what happens when you start solving. So I'm going to clear the screen down. Maybe I'll just use the next page. Okay, so what will I get? I'll clear the screen, that's better. So log, what have I taken as a log of 2x plus 5 upon x plus 1. Log of 2x plus 5 upon log of x plus 1. I have got two answers. One says 2 and one says 1. Now cross multiply, you'll get log of 2x plus 5 is equal to 2 log x plus 1. 2 log x plus 1 will become x plus 1 the whole square. Log gets, you can get rid of the log, so you get 2x plus 5 is x plus 1 the whole square, which is x square plus 2x plus 1. 0 is equal to x square minus 4. So two answers, x square is 4, x is 2 or minus 2. Okay, they have told for x greater than 0. So we get one answer over here. We get two answers, but this answer is not to be included. So x is 2. Second time, we'll take it as 1. So log of 2x plus 5 upon log x plus 1 is 1. So is equal to log x plus 1. So 2x plus 5 is equal to x plus 1. X comes out to be minus 4. Again discarded, this value will be discarded. So hence, we will get one answer only. Therefore, answer is 1. Number of solutions, there is only one solution. Okay, are we clear? One solution, the value for that is 2. Come on, try the next question. Yes, answer anybody? Yes, you'll have to take for all cases now. They've asked you 3 times mod A plus 4 times mod B is 60. So you'll have to take all cases. Too many variations. Let's think a little bit. Think a little bit, everybody. Okay, how would you go about it? So you want, let's think only first for 3a plus 4b is equal to 60. If I think only for 3a plus 4b is equal to 60, what will I get? So if I take a as 0, b is 15. After that, I had already explained how to go about it. Your b, the coefficient of b will impact a. So the next value of a will be 4, b will be 12. If a increases, b will have to decrease. Then 8, b will be 9, and so on. So 0, 4, if I look only at the positive integers, this is what I'll get: 0, 4, 8, then 12. Okay, this will be 6, this will be 16, this will be 3, and this will be 20, this will be 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solutions over here. These are 6 solutions when A and B both are positive. Now, do you agree that both A and B can be negative also? Both A and B can be negative also. So will we have 6 more solutions over there? Because A will be 0 that time, B can be minus 15 also. A will be 4, B can be minus 12 also. So if I keep A positive, second case will be A positive, B negative, 6 more solutions. With A 0, B 15, we'll have similar thing over here. Just to explain these 6 solutions, A will be 0, B will be minus 15, will also work. So similarly, we'll have 6 solutions. Then third, A negative, B positive. But be careful over here, there is a catch, because 0 will be only one solution. Okay, so A negative, B positive. Actually 0 को last में लेना चाहिए था, that would have been easy. So all this, if I don't consider, there will be 5 solutions over here, then 5 solutions over here, and 5 solutions over here, and we will have one more 5 solutions. If you count properly, you will have negative negative also, and so on. So what's the total number of solutions you are getting? Come on, my phone has just, I think my phone is dying down. Perfect. 4 pairs, 4 times each, 16 plus all zeros, that is also okay. This was B is 0, sorry, my bad. So this is also not counted. So 4 pairs, 4 times each, and 4 different. So see, with no zeros, you have 4 pairs. So those 4 4s will become 16. Both positive, both negative. A positive, B negative, B positive, A negative. 16 pairs. With A as 0, B can be plus or minus 15. With B as 0, A can be plus or minus whatever we had got. How much was it? With B is 0, A can be plus or minus 20. So therefore answer is 20 solutions. 16 pehle ke plus ye 4, 20. 0 I'm not, it's not that I'm not taken. I will take it at the later stage, so it becomes easy to understand. If people are confused, I'll just do this whole question one more time. Let me just explain it. 3a plus 4b is 60. Don't take 0. We know 0 and 15 works, but leave that. First solution will start with 4. A is 4. That time B will be 3. Not 3. What am I saying? 3 for the 12. 48. So 12. Right? So then next will be 8. This will be 9. 12. This will be 6. And 15. This will be 3. These 4 solutions, A positive, B positive. 4 solutions. A positive, B negative. 4 solutions. A negative, B positive. 4 solutions. A negative, B negative. 4 solutions. And now include the zeros. That is when A is 0, B will take 2 values. B can be plus or minus 15. And when B is 0, A can take 2 values plus or minus 20. And that makes it 20 solutions in all. Okay? Chalo, let's go ahead. Next one. So Yash, you just need to be a little bit more careful. That's it. Dhruvi, I don't know. I didn't understand what you asked. Why can't we have as 2? Oh, how can you have A as 2? Try, no, you won't get B as an integer. If you take A 2, B will not be an integer, Dhruvi. Okay, let's start with this question. First, we'll solve this. So when you solve this, the factors are minus 16 and minus 5. So 4x common, x minus 4 minus 5 common, x minus 4, x minus 4 and 4x minus 5 greater than or equal to 20. Now, whenever it is greater than or 20, the larger answer say greater than. So x has to be greater than or equal to 4, or x has to be less than or equal to 5 by 4. So x is greater than 1. So this range will also satisfy. Greater than 1 is also greater than 4. What about this range? X is less than 5 by 4. If I look at the number line, 1 यहाँ पे है, 1.25 यहाँ पे है. Less than this, that means only this much range. So we have to check this range and I have to check x greater than 4. I want the minimum value. So we can put the values and check, or you will now find the, if you really want to check properly, you can also do derivatives. See, in an exam situation, I would not do derivatives. I would take a risk and I would put the values and check. So for example, if I put 1.25, what do I get? I get 1.25 plus 1 upon 1.25. Yeah, 5 by 4 plus 4 by 5. Right? What will that give me? 25 plus 16. 25 plus 16 is 41 by 20. Next, what about the other one? Put x as 4. I'll get 4 plus 1 upon 3, which is 13 upon 3, which is also 4 1 upon 3, which is there in the options. That's how I would look at it. Yes, करके देख लो -1 को भी. -1 plus 1 upon -2. So -1 minus half, -3 by 2. Oh yes, sorry, this is wrong. This is 1 upon 0.25. So what will we get? Once again, just clear that part and do it again one more time. So I'll just do these two calculations again. This calculation has been done properly. So if you take x as 1.25 or 5 by 4, so it will be 5 by 4 plus 5 by 4 minus 1, which is 1 by 4. So it will become 5 by 4 plus 4. 16 plus 5, 21 by 4. And this is 13 by 3. So this is a better solution, and that is why we take that. And we can't take 1 because they had said x was greater than 1. Somebody asked me, sir, why did we not take 1? Because x was greater than 1. Okay? Because greater than 1, na? So see, if you look at this, somebody said repeat, sir. So see, we got two values. One at 1.25, we got this value, which is, if you look at it roughly, it is 5 point something, while this value is 4 point something. So this is smaller, and that is why answer is the C option. C is smaller than D. They have asked for the minimum value. सॉरी यार, ये 20 नहीं है, 0 है. थोड़ा टाइपिंग एरर, राइटिंग एरर समझ के छोड़ देने का. Next one. Roots have to be real and equal. When are the roots real and equal? When delta is equal to 0. So b square is equal to 4ac, or b square minus 4ac is 0. So b square is equal to 4ac. So b square, square of this, 2a plus 3 the whole square, is equal to 4 into a into c. Now, what will we get over here? So what have they asked you? If you read very carefully, if a is an integer, for how many integral values of n can the quadratic have real? So we want to find the values of n, right? Now if you notice, look at this very carefully. How many integral values of n? Now if you look at this properly, 2a plus 3. What can you say about 2a plus 3? 2a plus 3 is always, I'll repeat my words, 2a plus 3 is always odd. Whatever you use for a, 2a plus 3 तो odd ही होगा, because a कुछ भी होगा, but 2a will be even. Even plus odd will be odd. So odd का square will also be odd. Odd divided by 16 cannot be an integer. So odd divided by 16 cannot be an integer, and that is why the answer is the first option, which is 0. Is that clear? Everybody understood the rule? Go to the next question. Hint, try derivatives. I will try and use other approach also, but let's try derivatives first. Okay, so if I take in derivatives, what will I get? 13.5 into 3x square. X cube का derivative is 3x square. 1 upon 2 as it is. 1 upon x का derivative is negative 1 upon x square is equal to 0. So I'll get 13.5 into 3. That will be, right? Whatever it will be, 39 plus 1.5, 40.5 x square is equal to x is equal to 1 upon 2x square. So we'll get 81 is equal to x raised to 1 upon x raised to 4. So x raised to 4 is 1 upon 81. So I can take plus and minus 1 upon 3. X square is 1 upon 9 and x is plus or minus 1 upon 3. Now find the least value. Okay. Why did we take equal to 0? I hope you all know that whenever you take there, you want to find the minima and all that, you have to take this. Now you want to find the least value. So you will put x as negative 1 upon 3. So 13.5 into negative 1 upon 3, the whole cube, plus 1 upon 2 into negative 1 upon 3. So this is 13.5 upon 27, negative sign, plus minus minus, this is 3 upon 2, right? So this is negative half minus 3 upon 2. Answer will be negative 2. Everybody clear? Go through it once more. I will try with AMGM also. So just let's wait. Okay, I'm going to try with AMGM. I haven't tried this question with AMGM, so let me just try it once more. So these two terms are considered A and B, suppose. So we want to find 13.5 x cube plus 1 upon 2x upon 2 will be the AM, has to be greater than or equal to square root of 13.5 x cube into 1 upon 2 x. Sorry, x is in the denominator. This 2 will go on the top. So whatever y, if I call this, y is greater than or equal to 2 into square root of 13.5 upon 2 into x square. Pay attention, this method also is going to work, so pay attention. But I think this will be, so 2 will have to go inside to become square. So greater than or equal to 2 upon 13.5 upon 2 into 4. If I took this 2 inside, so square root of 27 x square. Now that's the problem, you know, with this method you don't have x square over here. With this method, the problem is you don't have the value of x yet, right? You're getting the answer also in terms of x. So maybe if this question had options, this could have worked. Why 2? Oh yeah, they have said x greater than 0. Okay, I missed that part out. Very good. In the earlier part, the answer will not be minus 2, but the answer will be 2. They have told us x is greater than 0. So we could not take negative 1 upon 3. We had to take x as 1 upon 3 only. My bad. Sorry, missed that part. Next one. Okay, pay attention to the next one. So first what I've done is I've equated these two. Pay attention. A square minus BC is B square minus AC because both are 15. Okay. So we got A square minus B square is equal to BC minus AC. A plus B into A minus B is equal to C common B minus A. I can write it as A plus B into A minus B is equal to negative C into A minus B. Now, till here it is okay. If I bring everything on the left hand side also, so this will become positive if I bring everything on the left hand side. So if I take A minus B common, I have A minus B into A plus B plus C is 0. Now, over here, one of these two will be 0. Can A plus B plus C be 0? We'll check that. There are two cases. So, one case is A minus B is 0. Therefore, A is equal to B. And the other case is A plus B plus C is 0. We'll come to that again separately. Okay. Now, if I take these two equations and add them, what will you get? Okay. Add all three, you'll get A square plus B square plus C square minus BC minus AC minus AB is 25. A square plus B square plus C square minus BC minus AB minus. I'm assuming A minus B is 0, so A is equal to B. So if A is equal to B, this will also become A square. So positive A square and minus A square cut. B square plus C square minus BC. A is equal to B. So this will also become BC is equal to 25. If you look at this very carefully, this becomes B minus C the whole square is 25. So B minus C is equal to plus or minus 5. That we've got. Now what can you do further? No, Aryan, it doesn't work so simple in maths. If you cut A minus B on both sides, you're saying that A minus B is not equal to 0. You're saying A minus B is equal to 0. That way. You have to assume it is not equal to 0, only then you can cut. So we've got B minus C is equal to plus or minus 5. Now you want to find mod of A plus B plus C. Now what? So you have A is equal to B and you have B is equal to, if I take one of the values, suppose if I take B minus C is equal to 5 first. So I have B is equal to 5 plus C. Put it in any one of the equation. So suppose if I write it over here in the first equation, B square minus B into 5 plus C is equal to 15. Any one of the equation you could have used for this. So B square 5 plus, sorry क्या किया मैंने, लास्ट वाला पार्ट थोड़ा गलत हो गया, एक सेकेंड. So I can write B minus 5 is equal to C. My bad. B minus 5 is equal to C. So A will become A square will become B square. B will remain B. B minus 5 is equal to how much is that? 15. So what will you get? B square minus B square, which will cut out. 5B is equal to 15. So B will come out to be 3. Let's check this once more. B square minus B square plus 5B is 15. So B is equal to 3. Once I got B is equal to 3, I know A is also equal to 3. And I know C is B minus 5. So C can be taken as negative 2. Okay. No, I didn't take A plus B plus C the whole square. So answer will be 3 plus 3 plus how much is C? C we got as B minus 5. So minus 2. So answer is 4. It is 4. I'm just saying, you can do this question. One more logs question. We got the value of A, B, C, all three now. A was A was 5, B we got 5, so A was also 5, and C we got as minus 3. If you try for A plus B plus C as 0, it does not satisfy the given condition. You can try that again. Radhika. It also had to satisfy the original three equations. No, Radhika? Chalo, let's go ahead. Just showing you first one. This will log 4 to the base 2. Can be written as log 4 upon log 2. So you can write all of them as, so this one will become log 2 upon log 4. This will become log 4 upon log 4. Next one will become log 8 upon log 4. Till the last one as log 1024 upon log 4. So 1 upon log 4 is common. So we've got log 2 plus log 4 plus log whatever. So we've got log 2 plus log 4 plus log 8 up till log 1024. What is A plus B? Log A plus log B plus log C becomes what? Log multiplication, right? So 1 upon log 4, it will become log of 2 into 4 into 8 up till 1024. So this is 2 raised to 1, 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3 up till 2 raised to 10. We've already done something similar earlier. This is log 4. So this will become log of 2 raised to 1 plus 2. The indices will add up. 2 plus, so this is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 10, which we know is how much? 55. So this will become 2 raised to 55. So this will become 55 log 2 upon 2 log 2. Log 2 cuts out. Answer is 55 upon 2. Not 20. 1024 is 2 raised to 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up till 10 is 55. So we get log 2 raised to 55, which will become 55 log 2 upon 2. 2 log 2. और एक log question कर सकते हैं because we wanted to find logs. We wanted to do a little bit more of logs. N into n plus 1 upon 2 ABVS. 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 10. Arianta has written it for you. Minus x square plus 14x minus 40. X square minus 14x plus 40. X minus 10, x minus 4. इसके आगे क्या करेंगे? Now, a log cannot be negative. This part cannot be negative, so it has to be greater than. It cannot be 0 also. A log 1 can be 0, so greater than 0. So see, first, in fact, let's understand a slightly easier question, because I really realize a lot of students will not get this. The clever ones will get it, but let's try to do a slightly easier question first. So अगर यही question ऐसा होता था, log to the base 3, log to the base 5, log to the base 8, a is equal to 0, I suppose. Let's first understand this question. Now, log of what value is 0? Log of 1 we know is 0. That means this whole thing will be 1. So log to the base 5, log to the base 8 to the base a is will become equal to 1. Now, if I take this much, if log of something to the base 5 is 1, that means this something has to be 5. So I'll get log a to the base 8 is 5. And what will a become now? A will become 8 raised to 5. Right? Now, so that was the logic to explain that first to you, so that you understand how this will work. Now, we had got the solution for this part as negative of x minus 4 into x minus 10. So check for the range. What will you get? Check for the whole range. What are you getting? If you took x as 4, will you get the answer? If you took x as 4, will you get the answer? Think a little bit. You will get this as 0. And log 0 is not defined. Therefore, 4 will not work, 10 will not work. Okay. What about the other values in between? You also don't want negative. So 14 negative x square. So अगर तुम इसको, you want this to be greater than 0, right? Basically, you want 14x minus x square minus 40 to be greater than 0. You want 0 has to be greater than x square minus 14x plus 40, which you got. So x minus 4x, just explaining it in basic ways so people understand. So x can be between 4 and 10, not equal to. X can be between 4 and 10. Now between 4 and 10, I know x can exist, it will satisfy this condition. Now the only thing which you will also have to check is check at the next steps. When you take x as 5, does this part also not come out to be negative? All those things will make the sum a slightly more difficult question, but that's how you really get. So I think the range will fall between 6 to 8. It will not fall for particular range. Okay. Okay, that's it where we will be ending today's session. If people have some queries, I can take the queries. If people have queries, I'll take some queries so I can ask, you all can ask me some doubts or whatever. Anybody's got, okay, so I'm just, so for cont, okay, slowly, if I put the query slowly, I'll talk. So for quant, what we should do now in these 5 days? First thing for quant or for any other area, don't do something which is drastically new for you. If you do something which is drastically new for you, you're always going to suffer. Do your basics well, keep revising. If you've written mocks till now, go back to your mocks, see what mistakes you've been making. Don't do anything drastically. Okay? No, these were not all CAT PYQs, some of them were. Okay, one other thing is last couple of days you should give to basic revision. Only what I mean by basic revision, only revision of formulas. Last 2 days, don't do again, don't do too many questions. Do formulas. Whatever mocks you have to write by Wednesday, latest Thursday. Don't write mocks beyond Thursday. That's my advice to you. So it's okay, Matthew, do arithmetic. If you really do arithmetic well with basic stuff from algebra and geometry, you will clear cutoffs comfortably. Then I'm assuming that quant is not your strongest area. You will do well at other areas. One second. The chat box seems to have disappeared. Okay, yeah, I'm back. See, will PYQ help you to crack quant? I will say that if you do all PYQs from 2017 to 24, which would be what, close to 500 questions, I'm sure you will at least get, maybe 12, 13 questions comfortably.
We are gate crashing.
Please come in. So we have ma'am and sir also to answer the same questions.
Hi guys. We are just gate crashing because we wanted to come and congratulate Amit sir
Thank you so much,
for
ma'am.
his first marathon.
Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am. So we're just answering more queries around what to do in the last 6-7 days. So
Okay,
ma'am,
you guys,
verbal.
you guys tell us. Don't we make a pretty team over here?
I don't know whether I'm visible or not.
आप थोड़ा झुक लो ना तो नजर आ जाओगे.
Is it?
हाँ.
स्लाइड चेंज कर दो.
ठीक है.
हाँ ये वाली.
So you're answering queries now. Oh, I
Yeah.
can see my regular
Yeah.
students there. Yash
Yeah.
and Aryan and all. Oh my God, guys, you all are there. Hey, so good to see
Yes,
you.
I am visible.
Tejaswini bhi hai.
Yes.
Nitya.
Can there
So
be-
some general queries.
Yeah, some general queries say. So I would always suggest from, somebody was asking me, sir, arithmetic is good, algebra is not too good. At least go back and do some basics from algebra and geometry. Don't worry about too much about topics like PNC and all those. Don't really, first of all, they're not asked too much in CAT. So I would not worry too much about PNC and those topics. Get into at least level A of all areas.
filter है शायद.
Yeah.
पूरा black.
पूरा black. तो यही सब आएगा ना.
Maybe the filter in camera.
नहीं, then I'll just एक slide है, रुक जाए, empty slide. अच्छा ठीक है ना, एक
Ah,
कोई
yeah,
भी,
this is good.
no, कोई भी slide बस
This
ये
is
निकाल. I'll just
this-
remove this also.
This is good. This is fine.
नहीं, अभी
कहीं
कोई
पे भी
erase नहीं
पीछे
होगा.
black हो ना, so that is fine.
हाँ ठीक है, तो फिर ये रहने देते हैं.
Hmm.
हाँ ठीक है, इतना रहने देते हैं.
Okay.
ठीक है ना, ऐसे भी इतना ही है ना.
राज सर हमेशा वही टी-शर्ट में दिखते हैं. देखता हूँ ये ज़्यादा important है. All 100% highlight together.
So, one more thing I always suggest is that if you are writing, say, last year's CAT now, over the last 3 days, and feel that you're going to do very well, please understand that can be also be a problem because you've seen all similar questions somewhere or the other. So, I would not say, write a CAT 24 today and okay, 99 आया था तो CAT में भी 99 आएगा. ऐसा नहीं होता है because काफी सब similar questions तुमको कहीं ना कहीं दिख गए हैं. So, that's also a problem. Cool है मैम. और कुछ है डिस्कशन, आपको कुछ भी बोलना है वर्बल के लिए कुछ लास्ट 7-8 days में, then we'll end the session otherwise.
Yeah, we can pack up because
Okay.
इनसे तो मुलाकात होती रहती है daily, so I keep
ठीक है.
doling out some of the other ज्ञान, you know. So
ठीक है. So we'll call one of these people and just close this down. I think so.
call it a day, guys.
Okay.
See you
Bye bye.
soon.
See you.
Enjoy the rest
Bye.
of your Sunday.
Yeah.